Can you tell us a little bit of how the infighting within the service impacted the resolution or the work the police put on the ground?
I mean, just as I described in there, you know, we all needed to put differences aside and get along in the interest of our community. Everything we as a board did was with the community's best interest at heart.
Do you feel, Councillor, that there was any delay caused by those rifts between you and the mayor, and that might have delayed what eventually happened on that day?
I feel that we could have worked better together. What was the consequence? I mean, the mayor and council destabilized the board in the middle of a crisis. I don't think that was useful.
And do you think it might have contributed to some delay in the police action?
I don't know. I don't think I can, you know, conclude that. I can tell you I think it was destabilizing.
Without the infighting within the service, how quickly could this been resolved?
I mean, we needed the resources and we needed the tools in the toolbox to bring this to an end.
You were asked just now if you had any ethical qualms about recording that phone call. You made it pretty clear, but maybe you could just reiterate.
Yeah, no, I've been around City Hall for 28 years. I understand the environment. I actually can't think of, up to that point, having recorded a conversation, but these were very tense days, and there were political agendas at play. I think that was quite evident, and I wanted an accurate depiction of what happened.
Is Mr. Bell the right person for the job?
That will be up to the Police Services Board to determine who the next chief is.
I would like to hear you on the bigger picture here.
Tensions between you and the mayor. Is that all apparent dysfunction that was happening? Do you think at the end it just paved the way for the measures, the Special Measures Act to be invoked at the end?
No, I think primarily the issue was around the resource requirement and the plan. Those were the two main functions. All the rest is a little bit of noise. We needed a solid plan and we needed the resources from other police services to get it done. And that is the very key to all of this. The rest is, you know, it's interesting and it's frustrating, and I don't think it's becoming of anyone, but I think the key element was the resource requirement and the cooperation.
Do you feel that Mayor Watson had the best interests of the city in mind during this time, or do you think he was more concerned with his political life?
I think you'd have to ask Mayor Watson.
What do you think?
I think when the going got tough, the police board and to a certain extent the police chief were convenient scapegoats.
Do you think infighting will continue within the OPS if Chief Bell remains the chief?
I don't know. I haven't been there for a number of months. I don't know the current scenario.
Speaking of the scapegoating, I don't want to use the wrong word. I think you said there was an apparent insurrection that might have been happening in among the rank and file. Did you have any concern that that sort of insurrection may have been, or the undermining of the chief was being done during the response to the protests, that may have been why Slowly's plan wasn't working so well, because the people he was directing may not have been respecting his authority?
I think there's a possibility of that.
Would you have actually, had you seen that intelligence briefing from the OPP that said that there was no end date in sight to the protests and they could involve ideologically motivated elements? Would that change your...
I think it was important information for the board to have. The board's the oversight body for Ottawa Police, and to the extent that any board, any time, can only make good decisions and take something in a good direction if they have good information. And so the less information you have, the less informed your decision is.
What do you expect from this commission? What do you want to see at the end of the day?
Well, I want to see a number of recommendations that will ensure that different policing organizations and different levels of government have protocols put in place to work better together in a timely fashion.
Should have been invoked.
Personally, yes. You saw I voted on February 7th to ask the federal government to invoke the Emergencies Act. We were desperate. We were looking for any tool that was available.
Did you ask anybody from the federal government back then to invoke it?
No, the council does that by resolution, and the resolution...
But you personally, did you call
No.
any MPs or...
No.
Ms. Deans, you mentioned in your interview in August that you had a suspicion that RCMP reinforcements weren't coming because there was a bad relationship between Mr. Slowly and Bill Blair. What made you think that?
Just some interviews I watched on news media feeds that just left me with that impression.
Okay, so you didn't have any insight from Mr. Slowly himself saying,
No.
Mr. Blair, okay.
Okay, I've had a long day.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Have a good day.